Welcome to the podcast Socialshine. In this podcast, I will tell you about my life as a prostitute for 35 years, my family, my children, my adorable grandkids, and my dogs, my work, my life, everything. So listen up. My world, my sexual abuse from I was the age of 3 until I was the age of 14. My mom, she lived in a world that was so busy, busy drinking, busy not taking care of herself. She had work. Oh, yes, she worked as a radiologist nurse. So she was at work every day, like any normal people. But when she came home, she had a daughter. She picked her up from kindergarten, and that daughter was me. Then we ate breakfast, dinner, lunch, like any other families. And she put me into bed. She tucked me in. And then, when I was asleep, my nightmare was I heard the door slam. Boom. That sound, I will never forget that sound. That sound of being quietly sleeping in my bed, in my room. Other kids that I talked to when I grow older was afraid that I was a monster under their bed. And when I told my friends in kindergarten or school, when I told the grown-ups in my kindergarten that every night first there was quiet in my room and in our apartment, and then there was loud voices, music, dancing, and then there was giants coming into my room, pinning me down in my bed so I could not scream, I could not breathe. I only lay there being sexually abused by these giants. Why do I tell you that? It's because until 2016, if you had asked me, have you been sexually abused, Marlene? I would have said, fuck you. No. My 35 years as active in prostitution, as a prostitute, that is my work. That is my life, and I enjoy it. That joy I discovered had a price. I thought that my life was happy. I was there by my own choice. I was there because I wanted to be a prostitute. Today, I know that my sexual abuse that was brought onto me by these giants. These giants were strange men my mom brought home from her visit to the nearest place to drink. And she drank beer, she drank booze, everything that money could buy, so she could get boozed up. And she also used pills. I don't know which kind. I was a child. Did I deserve to be sexually abused by strange men my mom brought home? Hell no. Hell no, I didn't. I can say this when I'm 52, but I didn't know that. I didn't connect a childhood with sexual abuse with prostitution. In 2014, I made a choice. That choice was enough is enough. As active in prostitution, I stopped. I stopped being a hooker. So, since then, I have had a lot of clarification. I've had a lot of reflection about my life, about my childhood. I have one aha, a lot of aha experiences. You probably know that. I think you also have them in your life, in your normal, everyday, sometimes very dull life, sometimes very exciting life. My life, my own history is kind of unique. There's not a lot of people like me with that kind of history. But still, if you consider the world today, where every people are always engaging in something, people are never quiet. There's never quiet in our part of the Western world. So it's like that in my head. It's like a street in Japan, a street in Copenhagen. It's buzzing with life. It's buzzing with opinions, with opinions on social media, with thoughts. And as a human being, I have been taught that you approximately have 60,000 thoughts in 24 hours. So I have a lot of thoughts. And I've used all my life to not allow the quietness in my head because it was frightening. I was afraid, but I didn't know what to be afraid about. I didn't know what to expect. And today, I know what to expect. I know that the sexual abuses that was brought on to me in my childhood from the age 3 until the age of 14 led to a life in prostitution with sex sales. All the bodies I have been close to, all the men I had had sex with in my life, I stopped counting a long time ago. But the one I remember best is a very, very big fellow. And he wanted to be very dominant to me. And I couldn't have that. I couldn't have his accent. I couldn't have his hands on my throat. I couldn't have, and I didn't know why. So I overruled myself and I said, okay, that is my way of making money. That is my way to earn my money, to earn my living. That is my job. Today, I know that the reason why I couldn't have his smell, I couldn't have his posture, I couldn't have his personality, and I didn't like to have his hands on my throat, is because those giants who came into my room, that that is what they did to me, a child. They performed oral sex, anal sex, intercourse, and I was a child. When my sexual abuse started to pop up to the surface, I only had smells. I had piss, like day old, like ammoniac, like this very harsh smell of piss, pee, but oh. And then it was also like this sweat, this like you go into a flat where there has been a dead person for 3 or 4 weeks. That smell of decay, that smell of but that is the only thing I had to work with in the beginning. Then I got another piece to my puzzle. It was consistencies, like consistencies like cream. I could not see cream without getting physically, it was interacting with me physically if I saw cream, and I didn't know why. Today I know why. It's because there was a lot of fluid, and that fluid, it was choking me, and it didn't taste very good. And you, and I think that most of you will say, oh my god, how can she remember what she did like she was 3 years old? I can't. Really, I can't. But the flashbacks and the night terrors I have are so vivid that it is like being there myself. And I know I'm 52, but in my head and in my body, I am 3 years old when I have this nightmare flashback or night terrors. It's like I'm awake, but not awake. I really don't know if you know that feeling, but it's like that a giant sits on my chest and I cannot move. And I'm terrified, like kindly terrified. My reason for making this podcast, Social Shine, are to give you a tour in my head, in my life, as it was and as it is. So I hope that you will enjoy listening in. And I promise my English will improve from episode to episode. It will come semi-weekly. So until next time, stay warm, stay safe, stay sound.